So I'm actually really excited about this hair review today because I've been wanting to try this hairstyle for a cute little second, and CurlsQueen, of course, pulled through and set me some K-tips to review for you guys. Okay, so the hair, like I said, is from CurlsQueen. I worked with them in the past. I love CurlsQueen down, and this is their texture Water Kinky Coily, which best match with 4A to 4B hair type. I'm wearing it in 20 inches and it is custom dyed like a light brown auburn color to try out with my hair. So K-tips are a luxury hairstyle that you can go to the salon to usually get it done, and it's one of the most blendable hairstyles you can do. I wouldn't necessarily call it a protective style because a lot of your hair is still out, but it is one of the most natural looking styles because, as you can see, like the hair is actually bonded with keratin at the tip. So this is what it looks like. So this is my hair and this is the keratin hair. So stay tuned to see how I apply these K-tips into my hair, and yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. All right, bye. So this is the box that the hair came in. The hair also came with a few goodies, including the tool that is used to bond the keratin tips to your hair. I don't know the official name for it. The texture for the hair I actually got is in Water Kinky Coily, and it is in the length 20 inches. This is how the K-tip looks at the top. And here you'll just see me washing the hair. So I'm a very big advocate for washing your hair once it arrives. I think it's just really good to see the natural curl pattern for the hair. Also, just to start off fresh. So I wash it 2 to 3 times, and then I also condition it. So you see me here combing and detangling the hair. And this is how it looks after washing out the products. And then I decided to blow dry one of the bundles, but I will tell you later why that is not necessary for the curly hair, okay? So I like to prep and alter my K-tips to match my density a little bit better. So I use a nail clipper and I cut a K-tip into half, and then I cut it into 2 pieces. So this is one K-tip turned into 2 pieces, and I use those for the back of my head. And for the front of my head, I do the same thing, but instead of 2, I make 3 pieces, and that's for the front, so it's not as heavy on the more sensitive parts of my head. And this is the difference between all 3. And this is how I prepped my hair. I blow dried it and I lightly flat ironed, and then I sectioned it into different sections because it was easier to manage because my hair is short. And I did section off parts in the front and the perimeter to cover the K-tip. So in the beginning it was pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie, they were looking pretty rough, but you get a rhythm with it. So the more I did, the more they look better, and I got the process down. So I'm gonna show you guys how I did that. As you can see, I start with a very thin row. Okay, very thin. You want this to density match your hair. So in the back, like I said, I'm using the K-tip that I turned into 2 K-tips. And this is how big that part is. And you'll also want to make sure that when you apply the K-tips, you want it to be a few centimeters away from your scalp. You don't want it to be too close to your scalp. You see how I have it, like a ½ an inch below. And now I'll use the tool to basically melt the K-tip, the keratin, into my hair, and then I will roll it. And that is how you do it. It's pretty simple. It is very tedious, but it is a very simple process, basically. So I'll show you again. Create a part, have the K-tip, add it a few centimeters down, apply the tool, roll, and you're good to go. And so I'll show you guys how to do that a few more times. So here I am with majority of the back done, and at this point I'm loving it. Okay, it looks great. And even though it is a tedious process, I was having a good time. It was kind of therapeutic for me, even though it took a few days. But I really enjoyed it. And when I got to the front is when I used the 3-piece K-tip, as you can see. So I used it for basically all of the front. Those were 3 pieces. Um, and I do the same process, couple of centimeters away from the scalp, melt, twist. Yeah. So when I say density match, I basically mean whatever part you create or whatever section you're placing the K-tip on, it should be the same density as the K-tip. That way it fits perfectly. So here I am with majority of the right side complete, and it looks great and full. And I am nearing the end, and at this point I'm super excited because I am ready to style it and see how it looks, especially considering I have short hair. Like, I was a little concerned about the blending, but as you'll see, it works out pretty well. So I left out a middle part as well as the perimeter of the hair to cover the K-tips, and it looks pretty good so far. So now I'm going to move into styling it. And as you can see, it is pretty full. I use all of the hair. I wet the hair a little bit to help me with the process before I started to add the products. So you want to do this on wet hair, not damp. You want it to be kind of dripping wet before you apply the products, and that way it holds the products and holds the curls better. Okay, so you can use any leave-in or gel. These are the combos that I use for my hair, and I am applying it from the root to the end. And you want to hold the K-tips. um, I'm also making sure that I apply a lot of products on my hair to kind of keep it tamed and a little bit more, because my hair gets really, really puffy. Um, and so I wanted to make sure it stayed as defined as long as possible. So here you see me applying it to the section and making sure my hair also gets a lot of product. The brush was kind of helpful for this part because I wanted my hair to blend as much as possible with the extensions. And in the back, it looks crazy right now, but in the morning, it looked pretty good once I took all the stuff off. So here I am in the morning, taking off my scarf and my bonnet, and this is how it looks. And I was pretty satisfied with it, considering, as you can see, the back blended pretty well. And my hair felt best in a side part, which you can do with this style. You can put it in a ponytail, you can do a lot of different things. So I decided to do a side part initially. um and I'm just looking to see how the hair looks, and it looks pretty good. I'm like super satisfied with how this turned out, by the way. And at this point, I wanted to kind of like fix my edges a little bit by applying some more product, bringing it back to life. I needed to add some product to my hair to kind of, yeah, and a little bit more water to add a little more life to the hair. And then I twisted the hair with the extensions to kind of make it blend a little bit better. So, first thoughts on the hair. Yeah, I'm kind of in love with it. It's really, really, really lightweight. Okay, it does not feel like there's anything necessarily on my hair unless you touch your hair and you feel the K-tips. That's the only way that kind of like lets you know this ain't your hair, girl. Because looking at it, hey, you can also see my hair, but it's pretty close to the texture that makes it like a little bit more blendable. So I do recommend, if you want to get the best out of your K-tip experience, to find texture that matches your hair to the T. I have hair left out on the perimeter. This is how it looks. It blends really, really well with my own hair. Um, and it was really good that the hair came with like 3 inches of black, so that way my hair can blend, like I said, the best with the hair. One thing I really also enjoy about this hairstyle is that um because the K-tips are individualized, like they're just small sections, the curls are also like that, so it kind of makes the curls even more defined in a sense. Like they're not clumped together, they're more separate ringlets because of how the K-tips are in the beginning or at the top, which I kind of like as well, which makes it easier for me to kind of like see my hair and also see the extensions as well. I would not consider this a low maintenance hairstyle. This is a hairstyle that you have to take care of it as if it's your hair. So the way I look at it, as if this is literally your hair as if it grew 20 inches. It's not a protective hairstyle. It's not something that you can just get up and go with unless you want to, but I don't think that will maintain the integrity of your hair. I think it's best to take care of it just as your hair. Use the same type of products just as you would use in your hair. Wash and maintain your hair the same way if you want it to last the whole 6 months. Okay, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you have any questions below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And until next time, all right, bye guys.